What's going on, guys? I'm GWK, and in today's video I will be taking a look at two replays in the E50M. First, I'm going to go over this tank's stats, my loadout, the armor profile, and then I will head into the replays. Starting off with the stats, the HP on this tank is 1,976, so that is pretty good for medium, one of the highest. This tank is 3.3k DPM, that is with Cali, so that is very, very good. This medium has some of the highest DPM. The standard pen at 257 for APCR, not so great, but this tank does have 339 heat pen, so standard for a medium, and it will do the job. This tank has 340 alpha. The accuracy, 3.1 second aiming times, and 0.262 dispersion. So it has a fairly accurate gun. This tank has 8 degrees of gun depression, nice. 60 kilometers an hour forward and 20 kilometers an hour reverse. That is very good. The average speed is 38 and the powered weight is 22. So even though this tank weighs a lot, at 62 tons, it's still pretty quick, which makes this tank great for ramming. I mean, this tank is known for being able to ram for a lot of damage. We're going to the consumables. I am running multi-purpose, adrenaline, and reactive. I run reactive on this tank because it allows you to just bully other mediums and light tanks even more. You can pop reactive, start taking less damage, pop adrenaline, so you have even more increased DPM on top of the pretty good DPM this tank already has, and you're just going to absolutely destroy whoever you are brawling against. For provisions, I'm running big food, small food, and improved fuel. For my equipment, I'm running Cali, defense system, improved optics, enhanced gunline drive, improved assembly, engine accelerator, refined, toolbox, and high-end consumables. Now, for this tank, you can run improved modules if you'd like for the ramming capabilities. However, I am personally not running protective kit right now, so I wouldn't recommend running the improved modules if you're not running protective. I mean, if you are using double repair kits though, then I guess it might be fine, but if you're running a loadout similar to mine, then I wouldn't go with improved modules unless you're running protective. So next we're going to go into its armor. And hold down, this tank is pretty good. Your hatch really isn't a weak spot. It's mainly just your turret cheeks. Any medium running Cali with switching the Pramo will be able to pen the cheeks of your turret. And this tank's sides do become pretty weak at even very small angles. So you want to be moving back and forth a lot, making sure you're making it the hardest for enemy mediums to pen your cheeks. Unfortunately, enhanced doesn't really do anything, as you can still pen the E50M's cheeks even with it running enhanced. So you're better off just running improved assembly like I am. So the way you want to use this tank, over a ridgeline, because you have 8 degrees of gun depression, and then just move back and forth, making it hard for enemy mediums to hit you. So next we are going to go into the replays. I'll see you there. Here we are on Middleburg. Up against us we have an AMX 50B, a T95 E6, a Destiny, and an IS-8. For their medium and light tank, they have a Caro 45 ton and a T100 LT. And then they have a 4005 for their 1 TD. So first off, I'm going to head into this position to see if I can get some early shots into any tanks that are going to be crossing here. Now, my Sheridan plays very aggressive here. Don't be like that Sheridan. Now, he does get lucky that none of the enemies came this way. However, if they did, that Sheridan would have been, well, not in a very good position. So we do end up spotting the E6 and the 45, so I'm going to start heading around this hill to see if I can go hold down and get any shots into these tanks. Specifically the 4005, I want to see if I can get some HE shells into him. So he does come around over aggressing too much, so I do come around and get some shells into him. Now I notice that this 45 is not running spawn liner, which is very good for me. So I'm going to get some few shots into him, racking up my damage. And then at this point, I know that he has dumped all his shells, and he does die to the Sheridan. So now I'm going to start heading up to deal with this E6. Now, I honestly don't play too great here. Don't do what I did, because I seen the T100 was over there, but I honestly really didn't care. Because I have reactive, I just wanted to get as much damage as possible into this E6. I just wanted to bully him. But don't do what I did. It would have been better if I just went hold down around the corner and farmed them out that way. I just really wanted to get that ram in. Popping adrenaline and everything. So I don't do it probably as much damage as I could have ended up doing if I did preserve my HP. However, I do get one shell into this T100 LT. I can see he's coming for me. I do get one more shot into him, but unfortunately I do die here to the IS-8. However, I do finish on 4.5k. So, even though this was a very good result for damage, it could have costed us the game. Probably could have maybe even did more damage if I didn't do that. However, I was just messing around. But again, don't do what I did. That was a very dumb decision by me. So in the end, we end up winning because my teammate does clutch and my game just crashed. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, we are back. I don't know why the game crashes like that during replays. I mean, I have my settings set to the lowest for graphics, so they really just need to fix replays. Anyways, I ended off this game 4.5k, and it was a win. My teammate also did 4.2k after clutching the game, so we did almost a combined of 9k, which is pretty nice. Now we're going to head into the next game on Hellas, and up against us we have an E100, C57 Heavy, Destiny, and an Object 752 for their heavy tanks. For their medium, they have a Kampfpanzer, or not a Kampfpanzer, yeah. For their medium tanks, they have a Kampfpanzer 50 ton, and for their TEs, they have a Foch and a 4005. Now, I'm going to head up a little bit more aggressive on this side of the map because my teammate is going to go into that bush and spot up any heavy tanks. But because they only have one medium tank, I'm not scared to be a little more aggressive on this side of the map. Now, you don't really want to do what I did here, going into this position at the beginning of the game, if they have, if the enemy has, say, like a light tank and a medium, or they have two mediums and a light tank. Like, if the enemy team has more mediums and light tanks than your team, then it's kind of a sus position to take here right away. However, back into this game, I did end up getting one shot into that Kampfpanzer 50 tons turret earlier. However, he does not get spotted again after that, so I'm going to start heading up. I do see this 752 does drop down, so I'm going to see if I can get some shots into this 752. So I get one shot into him. Unfortunately, he gets one shot into me. However, he's going to now shoot my teammate, and since he just fired both shots, I will now get the kill. Now I'm going to turn my attention towards this Destiny over here. You see, dude is stock. I mean, pretty much every Destiny user is stock. Usually the Destinies you see are just like, I don't know, noobs that just got a free tier 9. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, well I get the kill into him. And now I'm going to pay attention to this Foch over here. I get one tracking shell into him. I'm going to reload. And then I will end up getting one more shell into him. Unfortunately, low rolling for 259, but that's whatever. Right? I'm now going to see if I can get a shot into this T-57. Unfortunately, I get a heat shell into his upper plate. Now I'm going to begin going forward. Now you can see that the T-57 is definitely going to get nuked, which it does. So I am already pre-planning to go this way to head towards that E100 to see if I can get any damage into him. I'm going to head around. I get one shot into the side of his turret. And then I'm going to head forward. And I get one more shot into his side before he dies. And I do end up on 3.4k. So that was a decent game. Easy win. I get 3.4k, 3 kills. And again, this is a win. Funny enough, the enemy team, every single person did under 1,000 damage. That is pretty sad. However, that is Blitz teams sometimes. I think those two gameplays showed how strong this tank is. I mean, it doesn't. I didn't really show off like bullying any other mediums in this tank or ramming anybody. However, take my word for it. This tank weighs 62 tons. It can go 60 kilometers an hour forwards. So you can ram people for a ton of damage. And then if you have like one medium that's isolated, and say it's like a 1v1, or you have a teammate with you, another medium, and there's only one medium that's alone, you can just go over there towards him at 60 kilometers an hour, pop your reactive, pop adrenaline, ram him for like 500 damage, and then start using your crazy good DPM to delete him from the game. So would I recommend you to get this tank? Yes. This tank is one of the strongest mediums in the game right now. I would say this tank definitely is more beginner friendly than any other medium, just because of the really good armor and capabilities of this tank. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.